Okie doke, today we're going to dive in and learn about notes. Now, if you're not using notes, you need to, because they are fabulous. And when Apple first came out with them, they really weren't that great, but they have come a long way, and we're going to show you how you can organize your life using notes. So hopefully this little video is going to help you. So first thing, okay, this screenshot here is the front page, my home screen of my iPad. So what we want to do is look for this icon right there. It's the Notes app. All right. Now, when you tap on that, it's going to open up the Notes app, and we'll go from there. As you can see, I'm big into organization. Apple allows you to make folders, so I have tons of folders with tons of apps in them, but the Notes app is so important. I have it down on the bottom of my toolbar, so I have easy access to that, and I love it, and I use it every day. Okay, so we've opened up the Notes app, and this is what you're going to see. Now remember, this screenshot is showing you my iPad. And another thing that I wanted to point out is I actually use my iCloud. It's fabulous, and everything that's in the cloud will show up on my phone, on my iPad, on my computer. But I've got over 1,000 notes, so rather than confusing you with all that, I wanted to have a clean slate, and so I went to settings, and I did a check mark on and put this on my iPad. Now what that means is I can create notes, and they will remain only on this iPad, and it will not go in the cloud. Now I don't see any reason to do that, but I'm doing that today just to show you how this works. So when I finish this little lesson, I will turn that off and cut all these notes out. I hope that doesn't confuse you, but I hope that this will show you with a clean slate exactly how this works. Okay, so when you open this up, see down here it says New Folder. When you tap on that, then I'll show you the next screen what happens. But we're going to be having a bunch of folders that's going to go into here, and that's fabulous, because you just let your mind work and see what you think it would work for you. So let's go to the next step. Okay, so now we've tapped on the New Folder, and this is what you get. You get a little menu, and you want to see, I've selected on my iPad just for this lesson, but you want to make sure yours is going into the iCloud. Okay, so we're going to tap on that, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so the next thing you're going to see is this little menu that pops up, and you're going to name your folder. Okay, and one thing that's really cool about this is that you can put folders inside of folders, and I'm going to show you that on the next couple of screens. Some of the folders that I've chosen, one is like accounts and passwords, and then medical. Now see, under medical, I put another folder doctors, another folder dentist, another folder health insurance. Then I've got recipes. Okay, and under recipes, I have a folder called air fryer, and another folder called Instapot, and then another one called shopping. Okay, this is just the greatest thing. So you just give this some thought, and I know this is going to work for you too. Okay, so now we have a few of the folders put in here, and as you can see, they've shown up right down here. But what we're going to do next is see this edit up here. When we tap on edit, I want to show you how this works. Okay, let's go to the next screen. Okay, so when we hit that edit button, several things took place. Okay, as you can see, see how medical opened up, and you can see I have dentist, doctor, and health insurance, and then recipes opened up, and there's air fryer and Instapot. Okay, so this is great because, you can put folders inside of folders. Okay, so another thing that's pretty nifty is, see these little lines right here? By putting your little finger on, you put your finger on there and you can move them. You can move it up and down. If you wanted to take and move shopping all the way to the top, you can do that if you want to. I personally like having my folders in alphabetical order according to their name. That makes sense to me. That's easy for me to find. But maybe there's, a reason why you want to make a change to that and you want it in a different order. So this gives you the opportunity to do that. And another thing that's pretty cool is this right here. So we're going to go and see about that on the next screen. This is it's gonna pop open a little menu to show you that you can rename or move this folder. So let's go to the next screen. Okay, so when we had tapped that little circle with the 3 dots in it, you've got some choices. You can move this folder, or you can rename it, or you can delete it. So, as you can see, when I had created all those folders, then I took and I had moved the folder. That's how I ended up putting dentist inside medical and doctors inside medical. And if you need to rename a folder, this is how you go about it. All right, so we've learned this, but the next thing is you need to hit done. So there's your save button. You hit done, and that saves all the changes that you've made. Okay, so now we're going to create a note. All right, so I had tapped on the shopping folder, and so it opened up, and this is what the page looks like. So this is what you're looking for. See that little box, and it looks like it's got a pencil in it? Okay, so when you tap that, all of a sudden, this is going to open up and create a new note. So let's go to the next screen and see what that looks like. Okay, so here's our new note. And as you can see, you have a keyboard, and it's got, I know you're familiar with the keyboard, but then this little list of things right here, the one we're going to concentrate for the shopping is this right here. Okay, so this little circle, when you tap on that, then what's going to happen is it's going to pop like a circle right up here, and then you can type beside it, put bread or oranges or whatever it is you want in your shopping list. Okay, so let's go to the next screen and see what it does. Okay, so here's the next screen. And I tapped on that little circle, and then what happened, you see how it put the circle right there? Okay, so we're going to go to the next screen after I've typed in a few items and see what that looks like. Okay, so here's my shopping list. And here I am at the grocery store, and I go in here and I get my bread. So I can take and tap on that. When I tap on that, I've got this thing set to automatic, and what it does is it's going to take and jump the bread right down to the bottom. And when I get, let's say I go and get oranges, I tap on that, and then that'll just put it below the orange, So what happens is all of these that have not been tapped on, it scoots them up to the top. So in other words, you don't have, it's nice and clear. In other words, those that you've already gotten are at the bottom. Those that you need to go find in the store are still at the top. So, that's part of settings, and anyway, I think that's a pretty nifty thing. Okay, I wanted to show you another feature to use with shopping. And I realized that that feature didn't come with the note that is just on your iPad. You have to have your note in the iCloud section, or it won't work. You don't get that choice. Okay, so I've created another one here, and very similar. And also, you can see what I was talking about, like when you're in the grocery store and you tap on, like I tapped on oranges and bread, it jumped them right down to the bottom. So this way, I can see easily what's left to go look for. And I think that's just such a great feature. Okay, but here's what I want to show you. See this little thing up here? It's got a little people in there. Okay, so when you tap on this, what this is going to do is it's going to give you a menu and give you an option to share this note with somebody. Okay, so you can share it by email or text or whatever. And then once they get it and they accept, then they have this note. Now, they have to be an Apple person because it's got to sync into their Notes app, okay? So what happens is, like, okay, you've created the grocery list, but maybe your husband is doing the shopping list and you get to go to the grocery store. I don't care. But anyway, or maybe it's just you and your roommate or whatever. The point is like several people can be using off of this and benefit, and I think it's just great. So let me show you what happens when you tap on that little icon. Okay, so I tapped on the icon, and I typed on this little thing right here, and it opens up like this menu, okay? So, and it's saying like the grocery shopping, which is this right here. This is the note. I titled it. I ended up typing it at the top. So it's going to share the grocery shopping note, not the whole folder, but in this case, not the whole folder, just the note. And let's say we're going to email it. And this is all you have to do. Just taking, when you tap on, say, the email, then you fill in that person's name and hit send, and that's all there is to it. So it's pretty simple, but you have to be in the iCloud. You have to create the note, and the folder and the note in the iCloud. It cannot be only on your iPad or iPhone. Okay, hope that makes sense. There's just so many things that you can do with notes, and this is going to be the last thing I'm going to share on this video because I know your head is probably already swimming. But this is such a cool feature that everybody needs to know about it. Okay, so I had to create another note in the iCloud because, again, this is a feature that unless you're in the iCloud, it doesn't work if you're just doing your note on your device, your iPad or your iPhone. So I've created this. This is a screenshot. This particular one. This accounts and passwords, because I think this is also a real good thing for everybody to have. And so what I've done is, like, I tapped on to do it, just like everything else. You just I tapped on the folder accounts and passwords, and then I went up there and I tapped on the little note, and then so here was my note, and I've created, I ended up titling it accounts and passwords. Now, of course, this is a dummy thing just to show you what I'm talking about. Like, everybody needs to have their Apple ID information. You need to have your email address, your password, and like your Amazon account, Facebook. This is just some examples, okay? But okay, so here's what I want you to know about this. Now, when you've got critical information like this needs to be locked. So what I want to tell you is this is how you lock it. Okay, see this thing right here? we're going to tap on that, the box with the little up arrow, and let's go to the next screen and see what happens. Okay, so we've tapped on this little up arrow right here, and this is what we get. But what we want to do is tap on this right here, lock the note, okay? And when you do that, then that is going to lock this note up. So you will tap that and you're going to create yourself a password. And if you've got facial recognition, or maybe you've got that thumbprint thing, then you'll be able to get in it that way if you want to. Or, just key in, your passcode. So that's very important. You need to be able to lock real important information like this, because you don't want prying eyes, to to see what you don't want them to see. Okay, we're drawing this video to a close, but I just wanted to kind of review a few things that we've done. I hope that you fall in love with apps. I mean, the Notes app, it's great. I've really enjoyed working with it and have used it so much. And I love it so much. That's why I took the time to try and put this together. And I hope it makes sense. I hope it's not confusing. But as you can see, we've created folders, created notes. We've learned that you can put folders inside folders and rename them, move, delete notes. You can share notes. You can lock notes. And it's just, I know you're going to have a great time. So just get in there and play with it, and you'll enjoy it. Have a good one.